and this is Delia again, and I am going to continue the Vampire Diaries. We are going on to Chapter 9, Part 3. This is Part 3, so we were right here. Let's see. Yeah, right here is where we would go, because we went right here and we read that. Okay. Elena woke with the sun shining in her window. She felt at once as if she'd just recovered from a long bout of the flu. And as if it were Christmas morning, her thoughts jumbled together as she sat up. Oh, she heard all over, but she and Stefan, that made everything right. That drunken slob Tyler, but Tyler didn't matter anymore. Nothing mattered except that Stefan loved her. She went downstairs in her nightgown, realizing from the light slanting in the windows that she must have slept in very late. Aunt Judith and Margaret were in the living room. Good morning, Aunt Judith. She gave her surprised aunt a long, hard hug. And good morning, Pumpkin. She swept Margaret off her feet and waltzed around the room with her. And oh, good morning, Robert. A little embarrassed at her exuberance and her state of undress, she put Margaret down and hurried into the kitchen. Aunt Judith came in. Though there were dark circles under her eyes, she was smiling. You seem in good spirits this morning. Oh, I am. Elena gave her another hug to apologize for the dark circles. You know we have to go back to the sheriff's to talk to them about Tyler. Yes. Elena got juice out of the refrigerator and poured herself a glass. But can I go over to Vicki Bennett's house first? I know she must be upset, especially since it sounds like not everybody believes her. Do you believe her, Elena? Yes, she said slowly. I do believe her. And Aunt Judith, she added, coming to a decision, something happened to me in the church too, I thought. Elena, Bonnie and Meredith are here to see you. Robert's voice sounded from the hallway. The mood of confidence was broken. Oh, send them in, Elena called and took a sip of orange juice. I'll tell you about it later. She promised Aunt Judith as footsteps approached the kitchen. Bonnie and Meredith stopped in the doorway, standing with unaccustomed familiarity. Elena herself felt awkward and waited until her aunt left the room again to speak. Then she cleared her throat, her eyes fixed on a worn tile in the linoleum. She sneaked a quick glance up and saw that both Bonnie and Meredith were staring at that same tile. She burst into laughter, and at the sound, they both looked up. I'm so happy to even be defensive, Elena said, holding out her arms to them. And I know I ought to be sorry about what I said, and I am sorry, but I just can't believe all pathetic about me. I just can't be all pathetic about it. I was terrible, and I deserved to be executed. And now, can we just pretend it never happened? You ought to be sorry running off on us like that, Bonnie scolded as the three of them joined in a tangled embrace. And with Tyler Smallwood of all people, said Meredith. Well, I learned my lesson on that score, Elena said, and for a moment her mood darkened, and then Bonnie trilled laughter. And you scored the big one yourself, Stefan Salvatore. Talk about dramatic entrances. When you came in the door with him, I thought I was hallucinating. How did you do it? I didn't. He just showed up like the cavalry in one of those old movies. Defending your honor, said Bonnie. What could be more thrilling? And I will continue.